I'm Elizabeth, and I run a naturopathic and acupuncture practice, and I also coach women online for their fertility and their well-being. Before I found Andy and Marcus, I had a full practice. I was happy in that practice, but I felt that there was a ceiling over me that I couldn't quite put my finger on. And I started to notice that, say, if I had to take a sick day or if I wanted to start my family or travel, then of course there wouldn't be any income coming in. And I started to also notice that my energy levels were kind of maxed out working the hours that I was. And I knew I wanted to make a bigger impact, and that I didn't like the feeling of limitations of having a one-on-one based practice model. So when I attended Andy and Marcus's first event in Toronto, they were the first ones to ever show me that there was an answer to this question that I had, and that there was a system that I could follow that they had seen success with, where practitioners could essentially elevate their work from a one-on-one based practice model into something bigger and global. And so I decided to take the plunge with them. So Andy and Marcus, with the systems that they have created, they changed my approach completely. I didn't know I had magic to launch before I started working with them. And then by coaching us through step by step, they made it possible to get results along the way. And I also realized I didn't have to have it all ready in advance, that I could launch something and enroll people and then provide and fulfill on what they needed. So working a little bit more with flexibility and with spontaneity and with responsiveness, and that was something that was very different than the way that I had previously approached my business. The wellness journey has been a transformative kind of model to work from in understanding how to language the journey that I wanted to take my patients through and support them in, and that would get them results. And so having it specifically broken down into how this can be communicated so that the message lands in front of the people who need it, so that they understand there is an answer to what they're struggling with, there is a solution. Just as Andy and Marcus showed us how to transform our practices into something much more impactful and global, we now have the structure to coach clients through the journey that they need to go on and that they're looking for. Launching my first program was transformational. It made me feel very afraid and very excited and very proud when I was able to do it. And that was a pivotal moment in my life as well as in my practice. Well, for my first program, I did revenue almost $10,000. And from there, I realized I had essentially a book's worth of content. And so being able to reconfigure that content into other formats has been extremely useful. It has transformed my practice, and it has also positioned my clinical practice as a leader in fertility and women's health locally. And it has been a jumping board for many other avenues that I'd like to pursue in my work, including writing a book, creating a workbook, and relaunching the content in an automated format so that I can generate revenues even without me being as active in the coaching component, and then reserving the coaching for either for clinic or for an additional format. So working with Andy and Marcus has changed my practice and has definitely enhanced it. It has been an opportunity to absolutely evolve and transform my own mindset and to step into this new role as a wellness leader. And they have a very unique understanding of what it's like to transition the way that you may be looking for. They have a history and a background in wellness from a practitioner standpoint, and they have coached so many of us through these hurdles, and they have a system that you can rely on. So following the steps and doing essentially everything they say will get you results.